a lot of businesses don't make it after the founder is gone. I can say that, when we first got to the point where we were thinking of passing the restaurant on to someone else, Carolyn was initially resistant to the idea, thinking, it's got Chris's name on it, and it's not something that we want to entrust to somebody else. And as those conversations progressed, she and I talked and said, what if we found somebody that we could really trust, someone that could really take care of not just the business itself, but the name, and really treat it with the kind of respect that we would want them to treat it with. When Richard and I started talking about it, from my perspective, it never felt like it was, okay, I'm selling something to somebody else. It was almost like we were on the same team, working together towards a goal of accomplishing something that was in both of our best interests, and in the best interest of San Antonio and the staff and the restaurant and our family.
I remember the day that we announced that the transaction had happened. And I remember before you walked out the door, you gave me a hug and you said, please just take care of Chris's name. I know it sounds kind of cheesy maybe, but it's really always, and still feels more like stewardship. Like we're just sort of given this opportunity, this gift to build upon this legacy, and so we get to hopefully do right by it.
Oh, wow. I hadn't seen either one of these. I think what strikes me is that these photographs are very much in keeping with what I have always heard about Chris. I didn't know him. I wish I had known him personally. I didn't know him like what feels like half of San Antonio and even beyond knew him. But I have heard so many stories about him over the last couple of years. And I don't know that I have run into someone who is so universally loved.
He enjoyed meeting every single person here and hearing their stories. And I think the people enjoyed that.
Well, I remember too, just growing up here, and I mean, bless his heart, we get so annoyed by it. When we come here with friends, he wanted to introduce us to everybody.
Yes.
Oh, this family's been coming here since the 70s when Mom and I opened it. Come say hi, come say hi. It kind of got to the point where it was like, well, if we really want to have a family dinner, we're not going to go to the place because we're just going to be talking to customers the whole time, which is just what he wanted to do.
Today's fire happening just 45 days into new ownership.
I like to think that I'm a guy that sort of thinks about all the possibilities before I get into some kind of business venture. But you don't factor into your 5-year business plan what happens if it catches fire.
Peacock says that they plan to reopen Chris Madrid's as soon as possible. He vows that it will be better than ever.
It was almost a little bit too surreal. And then, we had no idea the extent of the damage.
Yeah, I immediately thought, oh my goodness. The Peacocks, what are they going to do?
So Bryce was ordained during all this time, and that you guys came to the ordination in the midst of. But I mean, that's just amazing.
And we had some more free time.
Yeah, we have a business to run.
You're not just trying to figure out the extent of the damage. You're trying to figure out what your insurance policy really covers, what it doesn't cover. How long are we going to be out? If we're really going to be out that long, what are we going to do about that? Oh, I guess we need to go design and build a food truck and open up across the street 90 days after the fire. It doesn't sound like it would take a long time, and it probably shouldn't have taken as long as it did. But I feel like it's just one of those deals where to do all of these things well just took some time.
It was open since 77, and so not everything was up to code, and so you guys are having to work through all of that.
People felt so strongly about the memories associated with being here that I remember Richard telling me at one point that that the easiest and least expensive thing to do would be just to knock the whole thing down and rebuild it from the ground up again. But that wasn't an option for you, simply because it's an icon.
Yeah, we can get you a to-go plate.
And the fact that they stuck it out says a lot about how much they love this place too.
Through all of the commotion and, you know, the food truck operation and, you know, the thunderstorms that create what we laughingly referred to as Madrid Creek going right through the front of the tent. And, you know, freezing one day, you know, 110 degrees the next. And I mean, I am indebted to them. I think they know it. They're gonna know it more.
It was an adventure. Every day was a different adventure. I mean, we kind of started to put it together. It was like every day we'd try to figure out what can we do to make this area better? Meaning, you know, the tent, the food truck, whether it be the restrooms, the bar, the customers who are enjoying it, and the staff. I mean, everybody from our kitchen staff to our food runners, cashiers, everybody was showing up every day. I'm excited about just being a part of Chris Madrid's because we have a new private event space that wasn't available before. We have the food truck that was not available before. It's exciting to be able to actually take it out to the community now. The outpouring of customers who have come out to show their support and to really let us know that, hey, we've been waiting for you, it makes it worth coming to work every day.
Well, hey everybody, I'm Richard Peacock, and after 2 long years, I'm excited to finally be able to welcome you back to a place that's bound to be really familiar to a lot of you. You can see this old cooler door, passage door, that we loved, and we're really glad we got to salvage it as well. Some of the things that are gonna look familiar are all the t-shirts, all the autographed t-shirts we have, whether it's from a little league team or a school, they're all throughout here as they are throughout the rest of the restaurant, just like we're all used to seeing.
For me, I feel really proud. I mean, I feel proud of you guys. I feel proud of all of us.
It's hard for me to believe it. I walked in and I thought, that t-shirt is exactly where it was the last time I saw it.
We are from Kentucky. I live in Louisville, and I live in Campbellsville, Kentucky. When we walked in, there was a line almost all the way around the building. Anytime you walk up to a restaurant and there's that kind of line, you know you're in for a treat. It's amazing. Best burger I've ever had.
Well, when I moved to San Antonio in 1980, I have a really good friend living here, and he said there were 2 places I have to go to immediately. And one was Chris Madrid's. Oh, Chris was just a neat guy and very personable. We just got to know him hanging out here. It tastes like it did. That's what I want. I don't want it to change.
And you know, the children just love him. We help them to put on their Easter bunny suit. Richard, I think he's doing okay. The world needs to realize Richard is not Chris, but Richard, we can follow the legacy and do what is right.
I mean, I think one of the reasons we decided to leave the smoke is because we felt like we needed a reminder, a consistent reminder of what we've been through and how fortunate we are to have come through it.
Can I cry now? Just the Christmas decorations, the Fiesta decorations are up, the t-shirts, the memorabilia hanging on the wall. Even the wood is the same. I mean, you know, it's just the feel. It's the same.
The right thing is not always the easy thing. It's been hard and it's been a process and it's required a lot of time and energy, but it has been so rewarding.
The tradition, the look, the feel, the employees. I'm very grateful. He would love it. Chris would love it if he walked in this door and saw it. This is still a family business, not just because of a family owning it, but the families that come. It is a family business.